This video has audio description for the benefit of people who are blind, partially sighted, or anyone not looking at the screen. At times, the video has been extended with black to accommodate audio descriptions. Against a black background, white text appears. Indigenous Curatorial Collective's 2022 Hybrid Gathering. ICCA's logo at center. The letters written vertically in white, ICCA. Title: Framing Responsibility, A Gathering on Accountability's Opening Performance. Centered below this is the gathering logo, a pink tree stump, line drawn in thin pink lines. There are wavy lines on the outside to mimic the rough texture of bark. On the right side, there is the new growth of a branch with small leaves. In partnership with Logo, Phoenix the Fire, and Logo, Tangled Arts Disability. Title: With generous support from ACCIDA, Logo, Arts, Culture, and Creative Industry Development Agency. The host appears and waves.
Hello there. My name's Sean Lee, and I'm the Director of Programming at Tangled Arts Disability. I live and work on Treaty 13 territory in Tekaronto, and I want to start off with an image description of myself. I'm someone male presenting, and I use he/they pronouns. I'm East Asian Chinese with light skin, and I'm also visibly disabled. My back curves, my shoulders are uneven, and if we were to meet in person, you'd probably notice I'm quite short of stature. I have long black hair that kind of goes past my shoulders. I'm wearing these steampunk glasses that are green with gold rims that float on the frames. I'm in a black t-shirt, and I have some houseplants and artwork in my background. I want to welcome you to the opening of the Indigenous Curatorial Collective's 2022 Annual Hybrid Gathering, Framing Responsibility, a gathering on accountability. ICCA's opening event is in partnership with Tangled Arts Disability and Phoenix the Fire, and includes 4 performances by Black, Indigenous, and other people of color and Crip artists Juan Jaramillo, MattMac, Shayla-Rae Tanner, and George Quarcoo. We have some incredible folks lined up for you whose performances touch on this year's theme of accountability. This gathering is a witnessing of a variety of artists, curators, and community members imagining what accountability can look like within ourselves, our own communities, and seeking accountability from organizations and collectives. Throughout this gathering, we position accountability as a possibility for individual and communal growth. So I'm going to start off with the biographies of the performers that we have with us today. Before Juan Jaramillo fell passionately into theater, he was a former child and youth advocate with the Ontario Advocates Office for Children and Youth. He was responsible for providing consultation within the provincial schools for the deaf and deafblind for 9 years. His family were refugees from Colombia before he moved to Canada at a very young age. He was born deaf, but that didn't stop Juan from loving loud music. He was surrounded by Colombia's musical, Latin, and salsa culture, and his most popular performances were signed versions of the 50s song Rock Around the Clock in a dance and ASL choreography. He co-founded Dancing Hands in 1992, and the group has since performed across Canada and the USA for over 22 years. Shayla-Rae Tanner is a 24-year-old Cree from Coesis First Nation and is also hard of hearing. She uses ASL, American Sign Language, to communicate and is very proud of who she is. She graduated grade 12 from Tom Collegiate and is in her second year of university at the First Nation University of Canada. She was introduced to drama and was a part of Deaf Crow and Apple Time plays. She's been involved with Deaf Crow Collective since June of 2016. She loves drawing all kinds of art, and she loves socializing with her deaf and hard of hearing friends. She enjoys reading, watching powwows, and spending time with family. Her family is hearing, and she's the only one who's hard of hearing and uses full ASL. Matthew Moneas, aka MattMac, is a blind music producer and recording artist from Garden Hill First Nation, Manitoba, who has harnessed his melodic pop trap beats and inspiring story, quickly establishing himself as one to watch on the national scene with more than 700,000 streams across platforms and critical acclaim across CBC, CTV, Virgin Radio, and more. He grew up surrounded by music, both on the radio and singing in his community's gospel choir. Matthew began to struggle with depression at a young age and credits music for helping him cope. A fully self-taught artist, he first began to make beats and write songs when he was 13 years old, and later taught himself how to play piano and guitar. He also has impressive skills with blast production software and equipment, and attributes his creative competencies to the support of the Blind and Famous Group, a US-based collective of blind music artists who collaborate and connect with one another through the internet. He's currently promoting his sophomore album titled Blurred Visions, available now. George Quarcoo, aka DJ GQ, is a blind DJ with a love for audio and entertainment. He melds those passions together with his vibrant personality, energetic sets, and love for a good time. And now, I'd like to welcome you to experience our performances. First up, we have MattMac performing 3 songs, Isolation, Income, and Think Too Much, in that order.
MattMac stands at a microphone in his recording studio room. Behind him is a large sun-filled window set in a brick wall and a leather office chair, and beside him on the left is a white wall. Against the white wall is a table with a keyboard, laptop, and studio monitors. MattMac has contributed to the following description. MattMac is Indigenous and brown-skinned, with short black hair to his ears. He is blind and has a facial difference. He wears headphones and a blue sweater. This section is open-captioned.
Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is MattMac. I'm an Indigenous recording artist based out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, originating from Garden Hill. I want to thank the Indigenous Curatorial Collective for having me out here. But yeah, we're going to get into some music. Let's get into it. This one is called Isolation.
Is that MattMac with that sauce?
Yeah. I just be leveling when they got this money, now I'm golden. They talk on me, but ain't hear a word what they saying. I just went and got this paper, make any moves. I'm just trying to get my pay up, yeah. I ain't on the prize, I'm just living for the moment. I keep it real indigenous, I tell it come my soul. And coming from the rest, had to deal with all this isolation. Stacking all this bread, now the same as song across the nation. Cut a mic on and they hearing me. Nowadays with fans, tap them, they don't know my experience. Sometimes I still got problems though with people who been near to me. Help my insecurities, but they don't help on clearing things, yeah. Still ain't trusting nobody, they say they love me on breath and try to talk about me. Family been depending on me, gotta make sure they eat. Walk by faith on a day-to-day, cause we sure can't see. I graduated and now my mama says she proud of me. So many behind me look up to me, I gotta make it. Catching these flights on my alone, feel like I can't take it. Out of my zone, strong, got me faded. When they got this money, now I'm golden. They talk on me, but I ain't hear a word of what they saying. I just went and got this paper, make any moves. I'm just trying to get my pay up, yeah. I ain't on a prize, I'm just living for the moment. I keep it real indigenous, I tell it come on stolen. Coming from the rest, had to deal with all this isolation. Yeah. City to city. Imagine what I'm making, all this pain, drama, and envy. Imagine what I'm facing when legit started a business. See, I see why they hating. Yeah. I'm so blind and famous, that's my occupation. Yeah. Knowing ain't no changing in this operation. Whoa, I just met your baby, now I'm on a playlist. Now I'm on, yeah. When the road this, I was walking on the reservation. Now they can't say they went all up in the conversation. Did this all for God and Hill, the one that got it shaking. Yeah, whoa, yeah. I just be leveling when they got this money, now I'm golden. They talk on me, but I ain't hear a word what they saying. I just went and got this paper, make any moves. I'm just trying to get my pay up, yeah. I on a prize, I'm just living for the moment. I keep it real indigenous, I tell her come on still. Coming from the res, had to deal with all the isolation. Yeah, hit the song across, I just leveling. When they got this money, now I'm golden. They talk on me, but I ain't hear a word what they saying. I just went and got this paper, make any moves. I'm just trying to get my pay up, yeah. I on a prize, I'm just living for the moment. I keep it real indigenous, I tell her come on scolded. Coming from the res, had to deal with all this isolation. Stacking those bread, that's the same as song across the nations, yeah. That one is called isolation, this next one is called income. Let's get to it. Yeah. I'm getting that green, yeah. Been working for the finer things, yeah. I know what time it is, but I'm still a kid who's living that dream. Been grinding and I'm trying to live, yeah. I made my money again, been busy trying to win. I say to you, what would you do? So let me show you my truth, yeah. You gotta get a kid love, cause the outcome is the income, yeah. So many try to hold me down, too many voices all around, trying to hide it with the sounds, but couldn't find my way out, yeah. The enemy of my mind was telling me I was blind. The destiny was to die. Without a chance I would rise. But the passion in my soul, it put some action in my scope. Now I'm stacking all of this dough. It's day in, it's day out. I'm getting that beat, yeah. Been working for the finer things, yeah. I know what time it is, but I'm still a kid who's living that dream. Been grinding and I'm trying to live, yeah. I made my money again, been busy trying to win. I say to you, what would you do? So let me show you my truth, yeah. You gotta get a kid love, cause the outcome is the income. So many try to throw the shake, but I ain't hear what you're saying. I just came to entertain. Well, try to get out of my brain, oh. The enemy that I feel brings the energy that is real. A remedy that can heal, yeah. Well, I'm trying to stack a meal, but the passion in my soul, it put some action in my scope. Now I'm stacking all of this dough. It's day in, it's day out. I'm getting that green, yeah. Been working for the finer things, yeah. I know what time it is, but I'm still a kid who's living that dream. Been grinding and I'm trying to live, yeah. I made my money again, been busy trying to win. I say to you, what would you do? So let me show you my truth, yeah. You gotta get a kid love, cause the outcome is the income. That one's called Income. This next one is called Think Too Much. Let's get to it. Yeah. I think too much, like I'ma lose my head. So many die too young. Sometimes I feel I'm next. You are my youngest. We steady struggling, yeah. This life is yours, you can get it how you want it, yeah. So let me feel these lungs. Let me use this stress to overcome. As I sit here in the silence, I'm having trouble just to hear myself. Not really caring what the time is, yeah. Am I crazy, man? I just can't tell. I've been through the fire, back and forth from heaven and hell. I've lost my desire, yeah. voice cause I need to yell. As I'm sitting here alone, yeah. I'm just a body with a lonely soul and nowhere else. I think too much, like I'ma lose my head. So many died too young. Sometimes I feel I'm next. To all my youngest, we steady struggling, yeah. This life is yours, you can get it how you want it, yeah. So let me feel these lungs. Let me use this stress to overcome. So many times I wonder, is this all a lie? Will it come to an end? I just don't understand why. I get too close, I don't know why I try. Paranoia got me feeling like, yeah, overthinking. And my thoughts I'm thinking, I'll emotionally break it, mentally broken, yeah. As I'm sitting here alone, yeah. I'm just a body with a lonely soul and nowhere else. I think too much, like I'ma lose my head. So many died too young. Sometimes I feel I'm next. To all my youngest, we steady struggling, yeah. This life is yours, you can get it how you want it, yeah. So let me feel these lungs. Let me use this stress to overcome, yeah. Let me use this stress to overcome, yeah. Let me use this stress to overcome, yeah. Like I'ma lose my head, yeah. So many die too young. So I feel I'm next, yeah. That one was called Think Too Much. I really appreciate y'all for having me out here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm out.
The host appears.
And now we have Shayla-Rae Tanner's ASL poem called Blood alongside another performance.
Shayla Tanner is an Indigenous Cree woman. She wears a black blazer over a dark brown shirt and has long brown hair worn in a braid. She wears an all-black crow mask. It sits on her head like a cap, and her eyes and lower face are still visible. The crow mask has a long black beak and huge black eyes. She signs in American Sign Language, which is subtitled. Subtitles will be read out. White writing appears on a black background. Shayla Tanner as Blood, performing in Crow Mask, American Sign Language poetry. Bottom right is a logo of Deaf Crows Collective.
I am a tree. My pain bleeds from my roots. The pain blood is draining even at age 5. Although I'm happy and naive. I laughed and played with the other children until they ran away. Sad, depressed, I began to bleed with the pain again. Leaves rustle all around me, crackling in my ears. I want to hear my friends. 10 years go by. I'm still alone, confused. I wither and I wait. The deaf come toward me. Curious, I learn their language. We are trees, a deaf forest. I graduate, leave home. The deaf forest is gone. Am I a hearing person again? Sad, nervous with struggle, I wonder what to do. I bleed again, my blood makes a new tree. My branches hold many questions.
The image fades. A graphic flashes advertising the play Apple Time. In a yellow poster, a blue hand has its thumb, index, and pinky fingers up, which is the ASL sign for I love you. A sailboat is drawn resting on the bent middle and ring fingers, and the words Apple Time appear in a green banner over top. 3 red apples surround the hand. On the base of the hand is a frilly white shirt cuff with the text, "Adventure on the Deaf High Seas," and below it is a date it was performed in Regina in 2018. The play is performed with performers signing ASL. It is subtitled. Subtitles will be read out. Apple Time has 8 performers who are young adults. It is a filmed theater performance. Trunks and suitcases are lined up like a bench on the stage, behind which, on either side of the group, are freestanding, tall, rectangular backdrops, which have a square map of land and water, such as rivers, topped by a square shadow puppetry screen. The 8 barefoot performers sit on top of suitcases in a staggered row. Seated on the far left is Shayla Tanner. She wears her long brown hair loose. She wears a black short-sleeved top and a blue ribbon skirt down to her feet, with white, pink, blue, yellow, green, and red ribbons near the bottom. To the right of her are 2 people of color, a young man in a white robe and red keffiyeh scarf on his head, and a young woman with a red headscarf and patterned red tunic with dark pants. A young Métis man with braided hair and a ribbon shirt and gray pants with a red Métis sash or a ceinture fléchée around his waist. Further right are 2 young women, a black woman in a black headscarf and sand-colored robe, and a woman with black hair and a white tunic with a blue stripe. Furthest left are puppeteers, a young man and a young woman. He is indigenous and wears his brown hair short and a dark blue ribbon shirt. And the shadow puppeteer is white and wears her brown hair in a braid and a black tank top and skirt. When it appears, a furry wolf cub puppet mimics Shayla and acts out parts of the story. Cutouts of eagles and fish are shadow puppets.
You are invited to Apple Time. Where did you get this invitation from? From my grandmother. It's a long story.
The group encourages her to share. She stands up. The group raises their hands. They all stand and put away their suitcases, while Shayla kneels down and opens hers. The group stands next to Shayla. She hands 2 of them a bundle of gray fabric. They take the items and sit down. She walks around the suitcase to the middle of the group.
Once upon a time, there was a baby eagle.
She gestures to a wolf cub that has emerged from the suitcase.
My eagle family flew overhead.
She extends her arm and open hand to the right backdrop. Shadows of 4 eagles move across the screen. She and the wolf cub jump. She shakes her head. She jumps again.
I tried to fly, but I couldn't.
An eagle dives into the water to grab a fish.
I tried to catch a fish, but I couldn't.
She points to the left backdrop. The cub dives into the river chasing a fish shadow.
I struggled so much. I felt so tired.
The cub rests its head on her shoulder. She pets its muzzle. She points to the floor. The cub descends. She puts her hands together and rests her head. 2 of the group members approach her with gray patterned fabric. They drape the fabric over her and go back to their seats. Shayla stands and flips the fabric behind her, revealing she's wearing a wolf head mask. She examines her hands, nails, and the mask's muzzle. She turns to the right. A white wolf stands nearby. They greet each other. They touch claws, crossing left and right. In sync, they lift their noses, and under them flutter hands to the sky. They reach out, lock hands, and touch noses. As the gray wolf, Shayla examines her hands and looks up at the white wolf. The white wolf reveals a wolf claw bracelet. The white wolf gifts it to the gray wolf. She holds it out in front of her face. Gray Wolf puts the bracelet on and gives thanks to the White Wolf. And looks up.
Thank you, grandmother. You give me strength. I am a wolf with an eagle family.
Shayla takes the wolf mask off, looks at it, and smiles. Sponsor logos appear: Regina Public Schools, Saskatchewan Art Board, Saskatchewan Lotteries, Artisan, SDHHS, Saskatchewan Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services, Government of Saskatchewan, Regina Association of the Deaf, Credits, Brittle Riley Kevin McLeod, Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license, creativecommons.org/licenses/by/3.0, and music by Jason Cullimore, Kaleidocycle, used with permission. The Apple Time graphic appears briefly. The host appears.
Next up, we have George Quarcoo.
George Quarcoo is a Black African-Canadian DJ with visual impairments. His black hair is worn in thin twists down past his ears, and he is clean-shaven. He wears a long-sleeved red button-up shirt. He stands behind a table of DJing gear, including a mixing board with 2 digital turntables and a laptop on a stand. During the set, he runs his hands up and down the knobs and dials, adjusting them, and he dances to the beat. He wears big silver headphones that he sometimes slips off of one ear.
DJ GQ.
I've been trying to call. I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through a drought. You don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I look around and since city's cold and empty, no one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone. I said, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I said, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, but I'm like this, no one night. I'm again, no be so. Can you want capture my soul? I'm again, no be so. Make you want one more. Better, bye. Better, bye. I'm loose. Even better done the para. Tonight in Josie, I'm in Josie. Won't call if you want Josie. I'm not playing with you, I'm not joking. My thought of mom is loaded. Me, you can fuck up, but I'm on board. I'm on duty, but I'm on low-key. They want do me, they want do me. They want do me, cause they want do me. When you won't want me, when you won't want me. I'm in San Francisco, Jammy. When you won't want me, when you won't want me. I just flew in from Miami. Peru, para, Peru, para. I'm loose. Even Peru, don't be para. Pour at the bottle, I wanna level up. When I'm with you, I never get enough. So wine, I'm not in a rush. I can hear music in your ear. baby, my Valentine.
GQ.
Yeah, now you do make it with temperature rise. If you leave me a good time, I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive, I'll be honest. Loving the thought of me, I am so obsessed. I want to chop your own. Nobody they make me feel. Open up, make I see you. Yeah, me love one thing. Me make a bad man feel.
When the bar is out of liquor and your friends leave, if you're looking for somebody to belong to, I can be the one you lay your troubles on to. When the dawn comes and the last song done, the party is a memory and long gone. Girl, if you're looking for somebody, I can be there. I can be there, baby, my heart and soul for you. Girl, you make a bad man slow for you. Make a rapper want sing so for you, baby, my kind of girl, my night girl. So make a body say me slow for you. She love make a light another roll for you. Drive you crazy, make a show for you, baby. Gonna girl, my night girl. You got me like, ooh, my lady. I'm gonna show you love you never seen before. I'm gonna take you higher cause you are my angel. And you will never ever wanna hit the floor.
The club is the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast and then we talk slow. Come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you.
DJ GQ.
Couple rubber band, couple stop then. Couple rubber band, couple stop then. Up in the street, we a drop there. J.O.P. We a go fuck up a party tonight, you just watch. Tonight, me feel I spend some cash. Cool on the Benz, just watch. If a Givenchy shoes, then the belt must match. Gucci, low fast with a tough top. Money no fi call thicker than a blood clot. Do you know, come in belly with a touchback. When a bad sound clear, we say pull it up back. Everybody shout, yeah, 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 yeah.
Godfather, man a OG, man a half humble, man a bossy. Fling a rag a rhythm like it's all free. Bossy, house on the coast G. My money so long it doesn't know me. It's looking at my kids like I'm bossy.
Hey yo, Idris, tell them what they're gonna take the piss. One step you step out to that turn up in a diss. Body comfortable, I'm physically fit. I'm brown and sweet, just like the chocolate. Yo, Wiley, them all sound like me. Other than a pretty with the upper body. Shut down in the city with me bad girl pussy. Every man want piece of me. The back of them a pop and them a bun weed. Man want wine behind me have to move kind dusty. I'm looking for a brother who got hella pound. 079, baby, I'm a hammer, did you shop?
Bossy, bossy. Godfather, man a OG, man a half humble, man a bossy. Fling a rag a rhythm like it's all free. Bossy, house on the coast G. My money so long it doesn't know me. It's looking at my kids like I'm bossy.
Hey yo, Sean.
Hey, so when me spitty body with it, maybe gala get with it. Spitty body with it, maybe gala get. When me spitty body with it, maybe gala get with it. Wind up your body and spin it. Girl, when you bubble out of trouble, why you give me this something now? Turn it around and bring it. You're pressing it back on and on. If you push that button, my girl down, but I can't tame it. Once you broke out and fling it. Once your body shaking up to the limit. Once you wild out to wild it to S to the base, step London and mid on edges. Is it? 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 Is it?
DJ GQ.
The host appears.
And finally, concluding today's performances is Juan Jaramillo, who's performing 2 songs in Sign Sing, Bob Marley's 3 Little Birds, and The Greatest Showman's Never Enough.
Juan is deaf and is a person of color with South American roots. He has medium-length brown curly hair and wears one hearing aid on his left side. He is wearing a red short-sleeved shirt with an open black vest over top. He has a very expressive face as he signs, and between verses he smiles and dances to the music, rolling his shoulders and bopping up and down. He performs with a black digital background on which the song lyrics appear in large white letters. When it's mentioned in the song, an image of the rising sun appears briefly. 3 little birds on a branch also appear when mentioned. Title, Bob Marley, Three Little Birds. Juan appears dancing. Title, Juan Jaramillo, ASL musical interpretation.
Don't worry about a thing. This morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing.
In the next piece, Juan wears a short-sleeve black button-up shirt. The lyrics appear in large white letters. The backdrop cycles through locations that fit with the lyrics: outer space with stars and galaxies, a theater, in the night sky, piles of gold, a globe in hands, and back to space. This repeats. A digital background of a red velvet theater curtain parts, revealing an empty, ornate chair in half-light. Juan appears against a black background.
I'm trying to hold my breath. Let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand. Would you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough.
Juan fades into the night sky. Title: Juan Jaramillo, ASL Musical Interpretation. The host appears.
Thank you so much for joining us today.